All right, guys, welcome. Let's talk about what's up this week, shall we? Sure, why not? All right, so we start off with a moon in Virgo, right? And I think it's interesting that the moon in Virgo trines Venus in Capricorn, and then they both switch signs, right? So the moon will move into Libra, and Venus will move into Aquarius. Now, all right. So as that shift is taking place, the sun is also squaring Mars, right? And so this is about our will, and how we choose to put our energy into the world, right? And like I said, Venus moves into Aquarius, the moon moves into Libra, and then the moon does a little bit of dancing, right? Ooh, she trines Saturn, right? So it's about feeling into your restrictions, right? She opposes Chiron. So that might be an opportunity to dive into your feelings, right? And then she trines Jupiter, and the sun sextiles Jupiter, right? So, yeah, we have opportunities on Monday. And then the moon squares Pluto on Tuesday. So this again is about feelings. See, that's funny. It's about feelings and how you can dive into them, right? So how can you create from your feelings, from the power of your feelings, right? This is Pluto. What has perhaps previously lay buried, and once you are able to dig it up and recognize it and really feel into it, you're able to create with it, because Pluto has that power behind it. Also on this day, the moon trines both the sun and Mercury. So this is a real abracadabra day. Like, what you're digging up, you really have power to shift and change, right? Lots of feeling energy, lots of Venus energy this week. So on Wednesday, the moon squares Venus, right? So moon and Venus are dancing again. And then the moon squares not only Venus, but also Saturn and Jupiter, right? And we have this beautiful T-square because the moon is in opposition to Uranus. And so all of those Saturn, Jupiter, Venus that the moon is squaring also are squaring Uranus. So this is really a day where we get to check in with those new ways of feeling, right? Whatever we dug up on Tuesday, we actually get to maybe do something with, shift, change in our actual world, right? In the way we're living our lives. You know, the moon also switches into Scorpio on this day. So I think the key here is to remember that diving deeply doesn't mean that we're diving into a place of stuckness, right? Scorpio is that sign of amplification and magnetism and really wanting to dive deeply. So it's just a natural progression of all of those things that get stirred up at the beginning of the week, right? We get to do something with them. It's not just this feeling of, oh, all right, even though it's Mercury retrograde, guys, you still get to process your feelings, right? Because your feelings are inside your mouth. Maybe if you really need to, journal about them, write them down, get them out in some way. It doesn't mean you have to share them with the world, right? Mercury retrograde. On Thursday, the moon is in opposition to Mars, right? So again, feelings. What are you putting out? There might be some hesitancy on your part. There might be something that's holding you back. And that's okay. That's really okay. Again, we have that, the moon moves into trine with Neptune. And so, again, we talk about Neptune. Neptune energy is better felt than spoken. And so when the moon is trining Neptune, you really have an opportunity to be in those fields. Again, still, right? The moon is going to square Mercury. You might not want to talk about it. I do want to talk a little bit about squares, right? Because we're dealing with a lot of really powerful squared energy. And so, I don't know. Yeah, we'll talk about it today since it's coming up. So squares, right? Square energy is a point of tension, right? And it's a point of like almost friction. It's uncomfortable, right? It demands that you do something. It does not allow you to rest comfortably in the energies of whatever's being squared. And so the key with squares is that you have an opportunity, but what is required is a willingness, right, to work. So if you're a person who has a lot of squares in your birth chart, you have to really identify those things and find a way to work on them. You have to literally like set goals and create the ways to learn your squares, because once you master your squares, then you have the freedom of both of those energies, right? So as this year goes on and we talk about Saturn square Uranus, which is starting now, right? The thing is, don't rest in not doing the work. I get that, God, look at this week, y'all. I get that we've been doing a lot of work. I know you're weary of it. I do know. But you know, don't quit right before the breakthrough, right? We talk about the breakdown, you know, there it comes. Anyway, so squares. We'll talk more because there's a lot of square energy. And it's important to understand that just because you feel challenged doesn't mean you feel defeated, right? The willingness is the important part of a square. The constant exploration, the your tenacity and your agreement to confront the truths, right, of the square and find the truth within them, right? Find that balance. And remember that in a square, there is an opportunity to have static tension or dynamic tension. And static tension is that, you know, very frustrating tendency toward fixed energy. And as we witness this Saturn-Uranus square through the rest of this year, that's going to be our question. Are we going to allow this square to grind us to a halt in all the ways that Saturn-Uranus could grind us to a halt? Anyway, we'll talk more about that. Let's get back to this week, shall we? So on Friday, Venus, her lovely self, is going to conjunct Saturn in the very late hours overnight, moving into Saturday, right? And then she's going to sextile Chiron, and then she's going to square Uranus, right? So these are big energies, right? So let's talk about Venus conjunct Saturn. Please don't think that Venus conjuncting Saturn before we head into this big Uranus square is accidental. This is an opportunity to get right with what you want in terms of those 3D Venusian things, right? What do you want to feel? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your heart to feel like? What do you want every day of your life to be? What fulfills you, right? What do you love? These are Venus's questions. What is important to you? What matters, right? Because Venus is about your heart. Venus is about the comfort of your soul, right? And so this is that moment where you are literally being called as Venus conjunct Saturn. What are my rules? What are my boundaries? What are my restrictions when it comes to the life I wish to live? These are in Aquarius, right? So this is new energy. This is that shift coming to manifest in your individual lives and our collective life. So how you dig in now is going to set the stage for how you travel through this year, because we begin on the 17th of February with the first Saturn-Uranus square. And then there's one, I believe it's the 14th of June. And then another, the final third one is the, I want to say the 24th of December. I could be wrong. But so now you are setting the stage for this year of square. What do you want to create with this energy? Are you going to allow, wow, guys, wow. Are you going to allow it to be stagnant? Or are you going to create it in that dynamic manner? Well, that's a choice, and you're going to make that choice, honestly, this week. So do this work. Get right with it. Get right with it. On Sunday, there's not a lot going on. What we're really getting ready for now is what's coming, right? And so we have a 5-degree Venus, a 6-degree Uranus, a 6-degree Chiron, right? Building, right? Building. And then there's Saturn. So these things are forming. These energies are forming right now. So you're going to feel them. You're going to feel them this week. I cannot stress this enough. This is the week to get right with what you really, really want. Even in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. Say it isn't so. I know, right? Monday, the sun squares Mars, right? Venus and the moon both shift signs. So let's pay attention here. We've got the Chariot, which is balanced forward motion, right? How we progress through our life and how we travel our path and how we get where we want to go. Balance. This is about balance. This is about balance, of course, because we're talking about Venus, right? We're talking about Venus energy. And what is Venus? Venus rules Taurus. Venus rules Libra. These are very balanced signs, right? This is about making sure that both of your horses are moving in the correct direction, taking up the slack where it happens. The Six of Pentacles is about balance, right? This is the minor arcana of the Justice card. This is about balancing out your resources. I mean, you know, Venus is moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius, right? So as we have this shift in this energy, and Venus is now stepping in to the ways in which we're going to create that next best thing. And I don't mean the next best, I mean that next, capital N, best, capital B, thing, capital T, right? The next best thing, the what comes next. It is important to be walking in the right direction. It's important to know what you want in your life, right? How do you get where you want to go? You know, right? You know at least the direction you're heading. You know at least how you want to feel in the morning when you wake up. You know how you want to feel at night when you close your eyes. If you don't know those things, I highly recommend you spend some time getting right with them. And quickly. Tuesday. Tuesday's that abracadabra day, okay? And so, I mean, really, we have 10 of Swords, right? I'm done, tapping out, cooked, over. All of these swords have pierced me. I'm done. I cannot. Like, this is the ultimate I can't even right here. But then we have the Knight of Swords, who says, you know what, I think you can. I actually think that you can. And so as the moon squares Pluto, I can't, Eileen, I can't do any more work. Well, yeah, you can, right? The moon is going to trine the sun. The moon is going to trine Mercury, right? These ideas you already have. These ideas you already have are going to allow you, at least in your head, to know where you're going. Even if you're leaving stuff behind, there is absolutely a treasure chest, a map in that moon square Pluto. Find it. On Wednesday, we've got that T-square. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Ace of Cups, this is about, again, diving into those feelings, right? I mean, come on. We've got the moon squaring Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, right? And Uranus, right? So Uranus, the moon. How do you want to feel? Again, how do you want to feel? And diving deep into your feelings does not mean you're stuck, right? This fountain is always moving. This fountain is always moving. It doesn't get stuck. Only you in your ideas get stuck, you see. There's always that one more idea that's coming that's going to allow you to move forward. Grab a hold, feel in. Don't forget, the moon is moving into Scorpio, right? And so on Thursday, we're talking about the moon in opposition to Mars. So the Queen of Pentacles, right? We're talking about, this is lovely, beautiful earth energy. This queen, of course, is the embodiment, right, of her suit, of her element. So this is about feeling your resourcedness, right? Tangible, intangible, in your pocket, in your soul, right? In your heart, in your bank. Doesn't matter. You have everything available to you. And you do, right? Sometimes you just don't believe it, right? And when you don't believe it, what happens? You feel like you're stuck. The key here is the Eight of Swords is never stuck energy. The Eight of Swords can move perfectly fine. She just isn't looking, right? She might not be looking because she might be in some, trauma. She might be doing a little bit of healing. She might be trying to feel some kind of way. But she's always been free, right? She's always been free. The moon trines Neptune. Feel your freedom, right? Feel your freedom. It's always been there. You just didn't believe it. Yeah. So Friday, again, the moon is going to sextile Venus and Saturn, trining Chiron. And this is where we get that overnight, the very first Saturn conjunct Venus. Okay, let's talk about this. We've got the Lovers, we've got Judgment. So the Lovers is definitely a card of divine union. So again, we are talking about Venus. We are talking about how you want to create and manifest the next year of your life. And we're talking about deciding now, right now. Making these decisions. Venus is all about love. Venus is all about resource. Venus is all about what you need, right? And a little bit about what you want, too. So the Lovers can be about divine union. It's about divine blessing. I want you to look at how we have angels overseeing all of this, right? So whatever is going on for you, for at least this decision you're going to make, but most probably the decision you're going to make is a decision you're going to feel for at least the next 9 months of your life. And let's face it, it's Saturn. It's going to change things for you. So whatever you're going to decide this week, you better be really, really happy with it. This is a card of choice, right? This is making that choice. And Judgment is about renewal, right? It's about transition. It's about shifting and changing. And so as Venus conjuncts Saturn and then sextiles Chiron, right, this can be about releasing all of these woundings in favor of this new idea, right? About going to that place where you know your heart is loved, right? This is love, guys. This is all about the love. I mean, it's everywhere. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, she is that energy as well. And so it's about really finding what's keeping you back and releasing it in order to transition into, right, that divinely blessed energy. Judgment can be about complex transitions, more so than just a simple shift, right? And so as we are, in fact, leading up to this giant Saturn-Uranus square, always coming back, always circling back to where you're loved, right? Let's go further. So Saturn sextiles Chiron, which is kind of like a little, you know, sextiles are like a little boost, like, yeah, yay, go, go, go. On this next step, right, where Venus squares Uranus, again, asking, what are you going to do? How are you going to deal with this tension, right? You feel it. What are you going to do about it, right? You feel it. What are you going to do about it? So we've got the Sun, which is the happiest card in the deck. I mean, let's be fair. It just is. Look, he's so happy. He's riding his little pony, and he's in the sunshine with his big, beautiful flag, and there's sunflowers all over. And then we've got the Four of Wands, which is happy home, happy life, happy family. This is celebration of that kind of planned magic, right? This is, again, another card of divine union, right? So we have this mirror here, this mirror energy. So again, the universe is asking you, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? It's available to you. It's absolutely available to you. How are you keeping yourself from it? That's a great question. You already know the answer, but you're keeping yourself from it. And then, look, down here, could you end the week more beautifully? We have the Ten of Wands and the Two of Cups. The Ten of Wands is, all right, I'm tapping out. I'm done. I'm just going to put it down because it's too heavy, right? It's all too heavy. I don't want to carry it anymore, right? I'm tired of not being in alignment. I'm tired of being miserable. I understand how I should be feeling. I know that I'm doing this to myself when this is really what I want, when this is really what I have available to me. What is it? Oh, okay. Again, we have this card of divinely blessed union. Y'all, I mean, seriously, I don't know how better to say this. Whatever you're plotting, whatever you're planning, whatever you're holding yourself back on, please get right with it this week, because right? Ooh, so much. So much. Again, we will talk about these squares in greater detail as they come up. But this is a super, super clear message. You know, if this is your energetic right now, if you're feeling this kind of way and this kind of way, and this kind of way, what you have available to you is yours, but for the choosing. I mean, every other card is outrageously amazing. So these are choices. These are choices that we make in terms of what we wish to experience, right? And so that just, oh, well, look at that. I believe that's the case. Seriously. I don't say it, right? I just deliver the message like the mail lady. That's me. Right? Okay, okay. Oh, shoot. Come on. Y'all. All right, let's read it. 22. Number 22. Blessed. Right. Something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected. Grace that is an unforeseen gift from Spirit. Well, look, Spirit is all over this reading. So if you're choosing to be out of alignment with Spirit, then all I have to say is you're choosing to be out of alignment with Spirit, and you also have the choice to get back into alignment. It is yours for the choosing. There are moments in life when out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express, Mercury retrograde. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you, and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you may not have deserved it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all of your blessings guide you now. Yeah, right? And then bliss becomes you. Again, what do we know about this phrase? Well, we know that bliss becomes you exactly as much as you choose to allow it. So all I can say is, if this is your point of focus, then all of these blessings are just spinning in space, and your angels might be crying over your choices. Just a point to ponder, because this is what they want to give you. This is what they want to give you, right? This is what they want to give you. This is what they want to create for you. And you're saying, nah, nah. You have choices. It wants to come in. It wants to come in so fast. It wants to come in big time. So make some choices. What are you willing to allow? Remember, we talked about squares require your willingness, right? Your willingness to compromise, your willingness to communicate, your willingness to cooperate. Those are your choices, right? And your life will be shaped by your choices. But please remember, please, please, please remember, this week is going to set the tone, right, with all of these big transits, and Venus rolling through Saturn right now, right? She's cozying up. She's holding his hand, saying, okay, brother, let's make this work. Let's make this work for you, not against you. Let me show you how, right? Let me show you how. So that's what I know right now. We will talk more about squares. I might do a whole little conversation on squares, just because the energy is so important. Other than that, guys, have a very, very super blessed week. And yeah, big blessings. Catch you next time.